on, you know, what seems a story that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, which begs the question, what is going on psychologically with these people
so
to have this behavior?
It's everywhere that he's been a sex addict, or some people tagged him with a sex addiction, and it seems like every time we have a story with someone famous out there that relates to sexuality or to I would say cheating or sex harassment, it's getting the title of sex addiction. And it's very confusing. What does it mean? Oh, so if he's
and then you think about, like, who isn't addicted? I mean,
exactly. So, you know, so I get a lot of people calling
not me, but you know.
What's the definition of sex addict, and how do we even look at it? And is it an excuse for harassing women? I'm a sex addict.
Yeah, it's like, so I did this, I did this. Sorry, I'm a sex addict.
Exactly. Addiction is not an excuse for anything. If you are aware that you have a problem with your sexuality, which in this case, supposedly addiction, then take care of yourself. Addiction for sexuality or compulsive sexual behavior, it's someone that, I will just define it for a second, so not every person who watch adult film or like sex or like to have a lot of sex will think he's an addict. But it's pretty much when you cannot function, when you all the time think about sex. It's not necessarily with another person. It can also be cyber sex. It can also, some people do pay for sex when they become an addict. It can also be in the form of sexting or any other form online. It's not necessarily a physical contact, but it comes to the point that they cannot run a healthy relationship or work. They have to leave work to get their release from this sexual activity.
But what causes that? Like, what did they say? Like, I mean, everything, I guess, goes back to, you know, early conditioning. Like, what,
well,
you know, besides power, what's the root of it?
In a way, here it is. It makes you feel a lot of pleasure at the moment that you are engaging in a sexual activity, but few minutes, like 5 minutes after, you have a lot of guilt, because usually it's husband, in this case, husbands cheating on their wives. It's not only men, but in the people I work with is mainly men. Also, if they pay for it, they spend a lot of money, and there's a lot of guilt for, you know.
And shame, you know, what am I?
And shame, exactly. And then they are not able to work, not able to have a healthy relationship, lying to everybody around them, including their family, including their friends, hiding a big secret all the time, hiding.
It was so interesting. I mean, and you look at the course, we've heard this before, you know, there's a lot of actors that have ended up going to rehab, like Michael Douglas, Russell Brand, I remember David Duchovny. Like, we're seeing more and more, like, is this, does this change anything?
No,
doing rehab for sex?
I'm not a big believer in the 12th step. Of course, if it helps someone, it's great. What lies beneath everything, it can be other disorders, anxiety, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder is one of them, depression that is deep, sometimes it's personality disorders, inability to face yourself.
Well, like in his case, you can, you know, granted, we're not doctors, but you know, part of a personality disorder is not having remorse or like an emotional, it's like, in his case, people say he doesn't really even show remorse for the behavior.
Also, he used his power, and that's like another thing. If you're an addict, why are you using your power, and why are you taking advantage of
exactly,
girls?
because people would want to date you because of your power. You don't need a power monger to get,
so there is more things going on there. You can definitely see that. But then saying it's an addict, okay, so what?
Cop out.
Now we need to say, oh, sorry, you're an addict, so we understand? No.
Right.
It's not an excuse.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.